By the time I'm recording this, it's already New Year, so Happy New Year to anyone watching this. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the holidays. And you know how I recently made a video about a crossover idea between Identity V and Jujutsu Kaisen, in which you guys should check out if you haven't and if you're a fan of the show. But after going through that, it really got me thinking of what crossovers we can expect for this game. Currently, Identity V is having a collaboration event with Sanrio characters, with Gardener and Photographer having skins that you can buy from the shop. It made me wonder if the next crossover that they would do would also be a shop exclusive or in essence, and made me reflect on some information that was brought up in the past. Since this season is coming to an end, I felt like bringing back and sharing some stuff that was mentioned about a year ago. For those who may be playing the game a while back, this piece of news may sound familiar or it may be completely new to you, who knows. This may serve as a refresher at least. As for new players, this is simply my intent on informing you of what we can possibly hope for in terms of future crossovers. So a while back, sometime around 2021, my friend actually sent me a link to a Reddit post from the user Enderhood, who shared some screenshots of the survey that was sent out that year. Basically a Chinese player, in which the survey was most likely sent in China servers only. But they got an in-game survey from the devs that was asking them questions relating to certain animes and video games in a scale table format, in which they provided the screenshots. This survey basically gave a whole list of popular video games as well as some well-known anime shows, in which this Reddit post provided the translations for these titles here. Based on the screenshots, I'm thinking that the survey is asking the player to select their top 5 choices in each category. After making the players select their top video game and anime options, there were some follow-up questions about the choices that they made for it. Some key points were asking about if their selected option fits within the Identity V's atmosphere, if the player would feel excited if their selected option were to be an actual crossover in the game. In terms of the anime choices, if the player was familiar with the series in which they watched one full season of it, if the player likes the characters in these franchises, and if they're willing to spend money for the skins of these characters in this game or show. Keep in mind that these choices here are not a confirmation of future crossovers, and the survey shouldn't be treated as a vote for what the next collaboration should be type of thing. This is simply considered as a way for the devs to gauge an idea of the community's interest on what crossovers they would like to see and consider implementing. However, if we were to take a good look at the anime list, you can see that both Angels of Death and the Clamp series, specifically XXXholic, are listed here, in which Identity V did end up having a collaboration event for them in 2023. Seeing this makes me have hope that the next crossover may be something from this list here, as you can also see that Jujutsu Kaisen is on this list here, so the chance of that being a real crossover is strong in my opinion. At the time when my friend sent me the link for this post, I was really hoping for the Angels of Death crossover to be a real thing, and I was so glad that it actually did happen. But yeah, even though I would really like them to do a collaboration of Jujutsu Kaisen, I gotta say that these other options are all pretty interesting. We have One Piece, Naruto, JoJo would also be pretty cool. I also know how there's a lot of people hoping for Madoka Magica, I believe, in which I also think that would be pretty interesting to see. When taking a look at the video game options, I think Little Nightmares or Ace Attorney would be fun to see. I'm also kind of hoping for Final Fantasy, specifically Final Fantasy VII, because I could think of some skin ideas for characters that would really fit the cast there. But yeah, let me know if there's a video game or anime show from this list that you guys would like to see as like the next crossover event. I have a feeling that the video game options will be shop exclusive, while the anime shows will be in essence, but who knows what might end up as well. While I wouldn't treat these lists as a checklist of what's to come, I think that this can serve as some sort of guideline of what to possibly expect for future crossovers. I don't believe that they'll do all franchises on the list here for each category, if we're being realistic here, but I think that they'll tackle a good number of it. The fact that these devs listed all these video games and anime shows in the survey shows how they're keeping an open mind about it. Now, I'd also like to share you another piece of news relating to crossovers. Again, this was also mentioned by my friend, in which I went to find a source and see this info myself, and I did end up finding it. This news is from IDV Clue on Twitter, where sometime in 2022, they brought up a snippet of an interview from Famitsu, which is a Japanese video game magazine. This interview featured Siler, who is a producer of Identity V, where a crossover-related question was asked to him. IDW provided a translation in which this question was, "Please let us know what you're paying close attention to when planning a collaboration event. Also, what works would you hope to collaborate with in the future?" In which his response was, "In fact, in the early stages of planning a collaboration event, simply choosing our favorite word frequently divides the taste of the planner side and the art team, resulting in a battle. Once the collaboration work is decided, we would concentrate on reproducing the original's worldview and settings as accurately as possible. Rather than saying, it may be more accurate to say that the winning side naturally begins to meticulously create fine details in order to express how much the fan of the original is. And when you notice the effort and receive compliments, everyone is overjoyed. Regarding the works I would like to collaborate with in the future, I personally hope but would be delighted if I could collaborate with Doraemon, Chainsaw Man, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure." Again, this is not confirmation or anything, but it does show how the devs are keeping an open mind about it, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the 3 shows that he mentioned ends up being chosen for our crossover event in the future. If you want to see this for yourself and a conversation for it, I'll link this Twitter post in the description box along with the Reddit post talking about the survey. That's all I wanted to share in terms of Identity V's plans for crossovers moving forward. I thought this would be a nice thing to keep in mind for this year. Let me know if there's any other recent talk or discussions about it that I might have missed or I'm not familiar with right now. Before I end this video, I kind of want to express my thoughts on COA 7 as well, since that's happening pretty soon, seeing how the season is reaching its end. I honestly really like all the skins here. I think the theme for this is very cool. In general, I feel like the themes chosen for COA essences are oftentimes more interesting, unique, and different compared to the normal typical essences that they do. You can tell that there's a lot more effort in terms of quality and production value put into this. Yeah, I would say that this may be one of the best COAs out there in terms of skins. I thought that COA 3, even though I didn't experience it because I played this game since COA 4, but just looking at it, I think that COA 3 and COA 5, in my opinion, are the top COAs in terms of theme and everyone's skins looking good. And I think that COA 7 is up there along with them. I'm honestly fine with getting anyone here, and I wish everyone luck on getting a skin when that time comes around. But yeah, thanks for watching and joining me as we go through what Identity V has in store for us in this new year.